Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, how are you? My name is Gina, and on this channel we talk about plants, and in this video we are going to be talking about lots of plants. Today's video is a favorites video. It is August favorites, so I'm going to share with you all the plants in my, not all the plants, some of the plants in my collection that have brought me the most joy in the month of August. But it's not just going to be all happy, joy, yay plants. I'm also going to share with you plants that have brought me the least amount of joy. So I think it was last month that I showed you some struggling plants along with my favorites, I'm pretty sure. And I said that this might be something new we're going to be doing, and it is. So I'm going to show you my favorites, but then I'm also going to show you my unfavorites. Okay, so we'll probably go, by the way, I just had to let Nikki out. This is a common thing with my videos, and Nora is still here. She's in the window, so eventually she will be, you're going to see her. She's going to be popping through here to leave. But anyway, so I'm going, oh, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Oh, and she almost fell. And now she's sniffing some of my favorites over here. So there she goes. There she goes. Yeah. I'm going to let her out. Hang on. Okay, so I think how I'm going to do it is I'm going to show you some favorites, and then I'm going to show you if I have a competing unfavorite for that genus. I will share that with you. Now, some of these are, I don't have, like some of them, I don't have an unfavorite for the genus, but a few of them I do. So we're going to start, first we're going to start with a favorite. And that would be, once again, African violets. They are just doing so amazingly for me, for the most, okay. For the most part, because I do have an unfavorite to go with this favorite. So this particular one, and you have seen it recently, this is the VAT Star Racer variety of African violet. And I am just so enjoying this. See, okay, so we have this deep purple flower with these speckles of pink. And that pink is really, it's been coming out in the flowers. And it's just stunning. I think it's just stunning. So yeah, I've been enjoying these probably the last 2 months. I mean, they've been in bloom. I have multiples. I have 3. So you can see, here's another one. You see that pink, that pretty pink right there. Look at that flower. That one's really nice. Right there. Just gorgeous. Just love it. Very much enjoying my African violets. Mostly, I mean, definitely this particular variety, but not just those. I mean, and like even this one, let me grab it real quick. Look at this one. Look how pretty that is. And this is just a generic one I found at my local plant shop. It's nothing, I don't think it's anything fancy. If anyone recognizes what this one is called, let me know, because I have no name for it. But it's just, it's really cute. Really cute. Love it. And I'm excited. Let me just show you this. This is exciting right here. Sometimes these can take a while to root, to like produce. Okay, so this is a leaf cutting propagation of this plant right here, which is another one of my very favorites. Gorgeous. I wanted a backup. It's always a good idea to have backups of your favorite African violets, because just like that, they can like go to crap. You just never know. So I try to have backups, and that's what this one is. So I'm really excited that I have a little leaf, a new little leaf popping out. So this was a successful, so far, successful propagation of that plant. Okay, so you saw the pretties. Now let me show you the ugly. Did I forget to bring it in? Oh no, here it is. I thought I forgot to bring it in. Okay, are you ready for it? It can get pretty bad. Okay, you see this. Let me show you what it is supposed to look like. So this is called the Buckeye Kindred Spirit. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is what my unfavorite for August is looking like. I don't know what is going on with this plant. It looks absolutely horrendous. And typically, when they start looking bad, for me, in my experience, it is due to pests. And I don't know how, I really don't know how I still will have trouble with pests, because I do put systemics in the soil, and they're I don't know if these bugs are becoming resistant to these pesticides. I don't know. And I hate using pesticides. And if they're not even going to work, what's the point? Anyway, that's a big gripe I have with plants and trying to control pests. But I keep doing it. I keep trying. So anyway, it looks like there's actually maybe 2 plants in this pot. So what is my plan for this? I have to get this looking better. So today, this is on my list of things to do today. I'm going to unpot this ugly duckling and I'm going to clean it up, like pull off all the dead, dried up leaves here. And I'm going to refresh it, give it new soil, put new systemics in the soil, and see what happens. And I'll possibly, I don't know, maybe not. I don't think I'm going to try separating these because that will just be more stress on the plant. So I'll just put it just as it is into new soil with new systemics and see what happens. So African violets can be so much joy, and then they can be so much heartache. So yeah, my biggest suggestion is to have a backup. If you have a favorite African violet, make a backup for sure. Make a backup of that plant. I have done that multiple times. There is one, it is called, drawing a blank, it is called, the name will be here. I have started this plant over so many times because it keeps getting attacked. It keeps getting pest issues. And I just got fed up. My most recent one that I regrew, I saw something on it. I don't know. I don't know if it's thrip larvae or what. I don't know how it could have it, because the plant lives in my IKEA cabinet. So how do they get in there? How could I never see adult thrips. I only see larvae if I see it. So I don't understand it. I don't know. So somehow, I don't know if it comes in with the soil, like from the store, or if they are dormant in the leaves, like for months and months and months and months. I don't know, but I just threw it away. I just got fed up of this. Oh, serpentine. It's called serpentine. So, but I do have a backup here. So here is my backup, which I took this leaf propagation a couple of weeks ago. So there's no new growth on it. It is rooted. I don't know if there's little thrip larvae hiding in the leaves. I don't know. I mean, I guess I will find out. This one seems to always be affected by it. If it is even thrips. I've never had it like officially diagnosed of what the little things are, but I'm pretty sure it's thrip larvae, but I don't know. African violets, obviously they're flowering plants, and thrips are drawn to flowering plants. They're drawn to them. So anyway, if you have a favorite African violet, be sure you take backup cuttings, make a backup plant. That's my biggest suggestion. Okay, on to the next genus of favorites, and that would be some Rhipsalis. So specifically, I have 2 to show you. So this one is the Rhipsalis platycarpa, And I told you in my recent Rhipsalis collection video that this one, just this year, it has really taken off like this. Because it was, I mean, I have gotten, this is all probably like from here to here. This is all new growth this year. Like in this here, this is all new here, probably this here also. It just finally, after like 2 years, or I don't know how long, I can't even, probably like 2 years, it is finally happy, like happy enough to grow. So yeah, so that's Rhipsalis platycarpa, loving it. And then also I have another one, and this is still a favorite. This is not an unfavorite. This is Rhipsalis agudoensis. Now this one here lived in this room. Isn't this cute? I love the growth pattern on this. So, okay, so this was living, actually it started out in my grow tent, and this was gifted to me from Tina, and I think it was just cuttings, if I remember right. I don't think it was rooted, or maybe it was like very lightly rooted. So anyway, I kept it in my grow tent, and it did okay in there. I don't think they really like, I don't know. I don't think the grow tent is like perfect conditions for Rhipsalis. So then I moved it to this room, and it kind of struggled in this room, and you can see like even these are older, this is older growth here. This stem here, this one, and then this one back here. And they're they're a little bit wrinkled, a little bit. So I moved it out of this room. I thought, why am I leaving? I should just put it all together. So if you know, I have a wall of Rhipsalis, or there'll be some video here. You'll see the wall of Rhipsalis. They do fantastically in that room. So I moved this one into that room, and all of this right here is new growth, I believe, since it's been put on the wall of Rhipsalis. They just love it there. They just absolutely love it there. So very happy about this one. I look at the wall of Rhipsalis, and my eye is drawn to this one and the platycarpa. My eye goes to these two. Not at the same time, because they're my eyes cannot do that. They are like separated from each other. But I look at both of those. I'm just loving both of those. So, okay, so like I said, I don't have an unfavorite. I don't have an opposing plant that is unfavorite, but I do have an unfavorite to share with you. Even though it's not a Rhipsalis and it's a little bit wet, I try and dry it off so it doesn't drip on me. Okay, this is very sad. This is awful. Okay, here we go. Can you even tell what this is? Can you even, yeah, maybe some of you can tell what it is. This here is a pitcher plant, and I picked this up at my local plant shop. It had beautiful pitchers. They were getting so big. They were so big and beautiful. So what happened? I forgot to water it. So I have it sitting in with all my other carnivorous that are in like a water reservoir, where how I water them is I fill the reservoir with water. And the reason I put this one in there is because I read that they need higher humidity. And I figured with that water reservoir evaporating, the water evaporating around it, it would give it the humidity it needs. The problem is this isn't a self-watering pot. You see the water there? Self-watering. And I forgot to refill the reservoir for probably 2 weeks, maybe. And this is the result. All the pitchers shriveled up. The leaves look like hell, and I don't know if this plant is going to survive. So anyway, this is an unfavorite. This is a sad, and it's all my fault. This little pitcher plant. So I now I know to remember to water it, but so we'll see if I can bring this back. So maybe this will be a favorite in a few months. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, on to the next genus, and that would be succulents. And I have been very much, succulents are my first love, like getting into plants, succulents. I love succulents. So I have in the same room with my Rhipsalis is where I keep a lot of my cacti and succulents. And I also keep a bunch in my bedroom, but here you'll see video of like the cacti and succulents in my dining room. That's where they live. They live in front of it's a southwest facing window, and they get great afternoon sun. And all of them have just been growing so wonderfully through the summer. And I've been enjoying all of them. Of all of the succulents in that window there was one in particular that really has been standing out to me. And it's nothing special. It's not expensive. I don't even remember where I picked it up. This is something like you could find at a big box store. It is this plant right here. And I think it is adorable. This is the Pachyphytum oviferum. You'll see the name on the screen because there's also another name with it. It's very long and very hard for me to pronounce. But I just love this little forest they're like little trees. It's like a little forest. And I just think they are adorable. Of all the beautiful plants I have in front of that window, these, for some reason, they have just really stood out the most to me. I love the color. I love that they have a little bit of pink popping out on them, and I think they're just super cute. So loving this one. It is a favorite for the month. And now let me show you my unfavorite, the opposing unfavorite succulent. And this one also lives in that area, and that would be this one right here, this one right here. Do you see this right here? So this is the Hoya zebrina, also known as the lifesaver plant. I have no idea what is going on. It looks dehydrated. Maybe it needs a little bit more water than what I'm giving it. But I lost this entire arm right here. Now this is new growth, I think, this summer, and this is new growth. So even though I lost this arm here, I do have these new ones, and they look pretty good. They don't look super dehydrated. Some of these other ones look a little dehydrated. We've had a really hot summer. It's been pretty warm, so I don't know. But not on my happy list for sure. And I need to try and figure out what is going on with this plant. So that's Hoya zebrina. Zebrina? Yes, zebrina. Also known as the lifesaver plant. It has bloomed for me in the past, but it bloomed one time, I think when I first got it, it bloomed, and then it hasn't bloomed since then. So that's those. All right, moving on. We're gonna do some Hoya now. So this is a favorite. So this is the Hoya carrii. That's carrii with a C. And I am just absolutely, I think currently this is my favorite Hoya in my entire collection. Yeah, I just love it. I absolutely love it. So if you watched, I had on Friday, a couple of days ago, I put out a video showing you the growth progression of some of my Hoyas. Mostly all of them started as just cutting. So this plant here started as a 2-leaf, 1-node cutting, and it gave me all this new growth like within the last 6 months. I think I got this one in May, if I remember correctly. I got this one in May, and this is how much it has grown from just these 2 little leaves down here. All of this since May. So absolutely loving it. Every time I go into my grow tent, I just stare at it and I touch it because it has a really smooth kind of latex texture to it. And I love it. I love the shape of the leaves. I love the color. The color is just fantastic. So Hoya carrii with a C, a favorite for the month of August, a favorite forever. Unless it, you know, starts giving me trouble, and then it won't be so favorite. Then it might be an unfavorite. Speaking of, so my unfavorite, and it is a Hoya, and I don't have any, actually I don't have any Hoyas that are like struggling. So it's not an unfavorite because it's struggling. Instead, it is an unfavorite. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I just, it hurts. It hurts to look at this plant. So this here is the Hoya Mathilde variegated. So you can probably see why it is not a favorite. It is an unfavorite for me. So again, I purchased this as a cutting. By the way, I totally forgot to show you this one in that Friday video, growth progress video. And I think the reason I forgot to show it to you is because I removed this one from where all my little cuttings, my grow outs are, and I put it on a different shelf. So I totally forgot about it. So this was purchased as just a 2-leaf cutting, and you can see the original leaves down here. It is variegated. It might have just been like a 1-leaf. Might have just been 1 leaf. I think it was. I think it was just 1 leaf, 1 variegated leaf, 1 leaf and 1 node. And so then it took forever. It took forever to grow, for one, and then it did pop out 1 new variegated leaf right there, and then it popped out reverted leaves, 4 reverted leaves here, and then it gave me, I got very hopeful, it gave me a variegated leaf, and then after that, no more variegated leaves. So this one makes me so incredibly sad. It's an expensive plant. It was $65 for that 1 unrooted cutting, and this is what I get out of it. So this is one that I will not replace. I'm not going to try again. No way. Not going to try again. Nope. Not going to do it. Not going to take the chance. Yeah, because there is a big chance when you're purchasing variegated plants, Hoyas specifically, if you just buy a cutting, there's a chance this can happen. And I've had it happen even when I am propagating my own plants that have variegation. Sometimes what comes out, there's no variegation, it reverts. So yeah, if I ever get another one of these, it will be one that is, I can see, it is actively growing. It will be this big, but each of these will have variegation. That's how I know that it will be safe to purchase. And it will be very expensive, which is why, you know, it'll be in the 100. If I were to buy this plant today with the proper variegation, it would be definitely $100 plus dollars. So I'll wait until the price comes down, and then I'll, you know, I'll get my plant. So what I'm going to do with this one, I am going to chop this one up. So this leaf right here does have variegation, so I will try growing a plant out of that leaf there, that leaf in that node. And then also I will try back down here, I will just chop it way down here at the soil and see what happens. See if we can get it to put out some variegated leaves. So that is, you know, I still have hope for this plant. But anyway, this is an unfavorite for you. This is not a favorite, not a favorite plant at all. Hoya Mathilde variegated. Okay, 2 more genuses to go. And they actually are both behind me here in this cabinet. So the first one is a Begonia. And this would be the stunner. This here is my Begonia snow-capped variegated. So I love just the plain old snow-capped. This just plain snow-capped is gorgeous. But the variegated is like even better, even better. It's just beautiful. This one has been growing. This is actually a propagation from my mother plant, and I decided my mother plant is still in the grow tent, and I decided I wanted one up here. I wanted one in the cabinet here so I can enjoy it all the time. Like, yeah, see it all the time. I mean, I see it all the time in my grow tent because I'm in my grow tent every day, but just having it here, I can look over while I'm sitting at my desk. I can look over and really enjoy how beautiful this plant is. And I have been through the whole month of August. Yeah, and it's giving me new growth down here, and it's loving it in the cabinet, which makes me really happy, very happy. So that is the favorite. Now for the unfavorites. Okay, I'm not even bringing my unfavorite up here with me because it just makes me too sad. So here, can you even tell it's a begonia? Probably not. So this here is the Begonia escargot. That is supposed to be the escargot, which actually lived in the cabinet here. It was in the cabinet, and it didn't do great in my cabinet. It did for a while, and then it just kind of just started going downhill. So I don't know. I have no idea why. Don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some people keep them in ambient and they do fine. So maybe it just doesn't like, maybe it was too warm in the cabinet. That's possible. So anyway, I ended up taking it, and you saw the picture. Maybe the picture is still there. I don't know. Maybe I removed it because it's just too ugly. I'll put it back here in case I did remove it. So I moved it to my grow tent, and it just continued to go downhill in the grow tent. So I removed all the leaves, and now it is just a stump. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I don't know if it's, I mean, I still see some green on the stem. So there's a chance that it could eventually put out new growth. Actually, a lot of the begonias in my grow tent struggled, and it's because of the summer. You would think they would do better in the summer, but it's actually in the summertime, and this summer has been very warm. We've had a really super warm summer. And how it works in my grow tent is if the temperature gets too high in the grow tent, I have a ventilation system. I have a controller that will kick on the ventilation. So it will suck out all the air, all the hot air from the tent and exhaust it outside. It goes outside. So in addition to that hot air, it's also removing all the humidity. So my humidity in the grow tents was consistently during the day staying in the 60% range. And some of the begonias absolutely just didn't like it, did not like it. In the wintertime, so I'm hopeful. If once winter hits, it's not going to get too warm in the tent. It's not going to be exhausting air out of the tent as much in the winter. Like in the wintertime, I barely ever have to fill my humidifier. In the summertime, all the time, I'm constantly filling my humidifiers. In the winter, not. It stays really moist in those grow tents, really humid in the grow tents, and the plants just do so much better in the winter, which is weird, right? You would think summertime would be better for them. Not at all. So I'm hopeful once the cooler weather hits, we're not quite there yet, still kind of warm. Once the cooler weather hits, that my begonias will start to rebound, all the ones. And I have more than just this one. This is the worst one, but there are others that I had to like cut back. So we'll see. Anyway, those are my begonia favorites and unfavorites. All right, so we're down to the final favorites. Do I have an unfavorite? I don't think I have I don't have an unfavorite opposing for this one. So yay! No opposing favorite for it. So I told you the last two are in here. So if you know, mostly this has always been a begonia cabinet here. But it has changed. It is no longer just begonias. So let me move the chair out of the way so you can see. Let me see here. Let me adjust the camera so you can see into there. Can you see into there? And me not block it. Okay, so right here is a new addition, and right here is a new addition. Do you recognize? Can you tell what that is? Those are Scindapsus. There are now Scindapsus in my cabinet. And the reason is because I am on a Scindapsus kick right now. I'm very much enjoying the Scindapsus genus, and these guys, they're favorites. They're now favorites. I have August favorites. And oh, look at this. Look at this gorgeousness here. My goodness, so beautiful. I'm going to pull them out, and then I'll get back in my chair, and we can talk about them. We can talk Scindapsus, and I know my fellow Scindapsus lovers will enjoy this very much. So let me get situated. Okay, so my number one favorite for August of my Scindapsus is this gorgeous snake scale. So this plant, you haven't seen this one, I don't think. This one has lived in my grow tent since I got it. It's been in the grow tent because I know it is I think it is a more fussy one. I think it's a more difficult one. This is actually, it's a shingling. It's more of a shingling style of Scindapsus, which is why I have it on this pole here. Yeah. But it also, I feel like it could also do well like trailing. Just like looking at how it grows, like how it was growing. It's never like, okay, so I moved it into this cabinet here. Before I moved it into the cabinet, it was not on a pole like this. I moved it on the pole for the cabinet, but it was just like draped. It was just like growing draped. That's why it's not like really looking very shingly here. But let me get closer for you so you can really just look at these leaves. This is my favorite, absolute favorite Scindapsus at the moment. And yeah, it's stunning. It's stunning. That's plant language. It's not stunning, it's stunning. Special plant language for extra stunning plants. That's the snake scale. All right, so in addition, I also have another favorite of my Scindapsus, and it is this tricolor. Look how beautiful. Also stunning. Stunning. Look at that. Look at all the colors. Like there's like 3 shades of green in these leaves. This is another one that, okay, so if you know, I have another wall of Scindapsus in my in my living room. Right near my dining room is my living room. And it's 2 shelves filled with Scindapsus. And let me show you here. You'll see some video here. There's several different varieties of Scindapsus. There's an aria, like a jade satin aria. There's a plain jade satin. There's a silver lady, a silver splash, I think it's called. There's the silvery Anne, and there's the plain Argyrius, and then there's one other that I can't remember the name of. Yeah, and they do wonderfully on that wall, on that shelf. But I have never, so then this one, the tricolor, I've never had it out of the grow tent also because I think this one needs higher humidity because I run into issues where the tips, like the very tips of the leaves, always turn brown. They get like crispy brown. So this is a propagation here of my mother plant, and this is like, I've only had a few propagations where they haven't gotten the crispy tips. This one has not gotten the crispy tips yet. So anyway, I decided to move this one into my cabinet so I can enjoy it. Humidity stays pretty high in the cabinet, like 70%, so it should be okay. The only thing is if maybe it might get too warm for it. I don't know. This is a little experiment right now with keeping the Scindapsus in this cabinet. We'll see how they do. It may not be a long-term situation. I really hope it is, because I want to enjoy them up here in my office. But yeah, maybe it may not work. We'll see. We'll see how long I can keep them up here. But yeah, so that's the tricolor. Beautiful plant. The snake scale, beautiful. And I have ordered a new one. I told you I'm really into the Scindapsus again right now. And I ordered a Mayori. I'm not sure pronunciation. I just ordered it a couple of days ago, so it'll be here. It should be here next week. And yeah, and I may end up putting it in this cabinet also, squeezing it in there, and we'll see how it does. We'll see how they do. So very excited, loving. I've saved my favorites. My favorites of my favorites have been saved for last for you guys, because they're just, yeah, I just love them so much. They have brought me the most joy in the month of August. So we're going to end on a positive note. There will be no more unfavorites in this video. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my favorites. Let me know what some of your favorites have been this month. I would love to hear about it. And yeah, thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.